Tonight we are introducing you to the ArtPrize Top 10. 24-hour News 8's Ryan Takeo talked with Dennis Harris after he learned that The Chase was in the top 10. He chose not to go to Rosa Parks Circle for the announcement, but he spoke to us.
And I was telling everyone, watch the tweets, watch the tweets, watch the net, watch the net. Tell me as soon as you know. Because I already had signage and cards ready. I felt so confident that I was going to do 10. Getting to 10, I was already prepped.
How did you feel that confidence? Was it from people coming up to you?
People reaction. The amount of people that came to see this, the amount of people that welcomed me here and saw my art is something, every smile I saw. I had 100,000 new friends and maybe 3 or 4 people that didn't like it. So I'm like, this is unreal, I'm in. There was some slight hesitation to be absolutely sure about it. Confidence, you don't want to exude and look like you know everything, but I had a good feeling about it all during the week.
Does it hurt you that there's only one piece that you're the only piece that made the top 10 here at the Ford Museum? I mean, the Graham has three to draw more crowds. I wonder if that hurts you, if you think that hurts you.
I don't know. I knew what the door was coming in, the amount of people. They passed over 120,000 people through the door.
All right, and we are here on the Grand Plaza, standing with an artist that might look like a familiar face to you. That's because he's the winner from 2010. Chris Laporte, thank you for being with us. You're once again in the top 10 for your piece, City Band. Tell us about that piece and how it came to be.
Well, it's another monumental work on paper. It's inspired by a high school yearbook photo of my grandfather's high school marching band. I took that and with a lot of artistic liberty turned it into a metaphor of lines that equal time.
Wow. And I mean, you won it once. Were you expecting to get in the top 10 again?
Well, no, you never expect something like this. I mean, it certainly is validating that, people decided to vote for my drawing, and here I am.
Here you are, and it doesn't look unfamiliar from what we've seen before.
In a way, yes. In some ways, no. I mean, it's 2 years, and things have changed, so yeah, I mean, familiar, but still new in a lot of ways.
You have to come down and check it out. Chris Laporte, congratulations. Once again, thank you for being with us. We also spoke with another artist. Earlier, I got a chance to speak with Martijn van Wattendonk over the phone. He is an artist who's behind the piece Birds Flying to Opera Music inside the UIC. Take a look at his reaction to being in the top 10. Congratulations, you made the top 10. What was it like for you to get that news, and how'd you get it, first of all?
Well, I was actually playing outside in the backyard with my 7-year-old son. We're actually trying to relax a little bit and play soccer. And then, of course, I knew that at 1 o'clock they were going to make the announcement. So we turned woodtv.com on and watched it, and that's where we saw it.
And you're one of the folks that traveled quite the distance to be a part of this.
Yes.
Did you ever raise any questions as to whether or not this was going to be worth it for you?
Well, I didn't, and I tell you why. Because 2 years ago, I gave it a try, and unfortunately, after a couple of days, my piece miserably failed, and so thousands of people got to see how that didn't work out. But I did get a taste of ArtPrize, and the amount of energy, and all the people, and the reactions, and kind of the whole circus around it, which I like, was definitely a reason to try to do this again. And the UICA was crazy enough to say, yeah, come on over and let's see if it works this time. So I knew from the get-go that this was going to be an interesting experience, and I really do have to say that 1 week that I was there for the first week, that was the reward already. The amount of reactions, the things that people told me, how they felt and saw the piece, was just amazing.
Artist Donna Carr is one of 3 top 10 artists here at the Grand Rapids Art Museum. She talked about that to 24-hour News 8's Ryan Takeo about her work called Elephants.
The piece Elephants is actually about life. My life, our lives, our connectedness with each other. A lot of personal stories and events and experiences are in there. It's basically a biography of the last 1.5 years of my life.
I find it so interesting that your instruments, you have a pencil, an eraser, and what else?
I use pencils, erasers, and a sock that I've used for the past 10 years.
What does the sock do?
The sock has enough dust in it from the pencils over the years that I can use it to block out large areas of tone. So it's an important tool in blocking out the big characters in the composition.
Tell me about what's been most rewarding. You're at the Gram, and they have 3 of the top 10 there. But what's rewarding when you see crowds go through?
The best part is I didn't realize the extent of how I would connect with people. I've definitely laughed with people, but I didn't realize that I would be crying with people too. And we share stories about our lives and our experiences, and it has brought my art to a different level and my understanding of it.
I just have one more question. Obviously, you're going to get comparisons to Chris Laporte and his City Band piece because it's both in pencil, but tell me what's different with your piece.
Oh, I think his piece is beautiful, but it's a slightly different medium, but mine is more, I guess it's imagined. I create a different world than ours and try to make it look as real as possible, but to keep it in that imagination realm.
Next up, Kumi Yamashita. Her origami artwork is here at the Grand Rapids Art Museum.
I didn't expect that so many people would respond to my work, and no, it made me very happy.
Tell me about your piece. What was the inspiration behind it?
Well, I lived in many different parts of the world since I was pretty young, and so having a connection or feeling some kind of connection with the people are very important to me, and I think that's really something that inspires me to create work.
So were you expecting to be in the top 10? Had you gotten good feedback out at your piece?
Well, I've been trying to spend a lot of time here and talk to visitors, and yeah, often I have a very good conversation with people who are interested in work and want to ask me questions. That we end up sometimes have a pretty intimate dialogue, in front of my work, which has been very special.
Richard Morris created Stick-to-itiveness. It is in the Grand River right now. You're sitting here waiting as they announced the top 10. What were those few minutes like for you?
I was numb. It was like an out-of-body experience. It's true what they say. So when I saw my name up there, I had goosebumps. I could feel it tingling up my arms, so it's great.
I imagine you do a lot of work, probably as an artist, that doesn't get seen, doesn't get recognized by a big audience.
Yeah, I have a studio. It's small. I just get tourist traffic along Lake Michigan. But here it's tremendous, a lot.
Tell me about your piece and the inspiration behind it.
Well, it was part of a struggle, my health issues of surviving cancer, and I wanted to show in the piece of struggle against the current. You don't know what's under the water, but you keep pushing forward. Even if you collapse on the end, there's always someone to, cheerleader you on, inspire you. So it was a health struggle I had after 5 years, side effects from the cancer, and so I'm just getting my strength back. So this was to push my limits. I wanted to see how far I could push myself, and it was during the heat wave of August and July, and I was almost gave up. But the title of my piece is Stick to It, so I got it done.
You win the top prize. What are you going to do with that money?
I have bills, yeah. I have a dead truck, so I would like to beef up my studio and reinvent myself, and so I can spend more time with my art. So.
Sandra Bryant created the glass mosaic Return to Eden. It's on display at the Public Museum.
It has about 1,000 individual pieces of cut glass per square foot. It's about kind of about coming back into the Garden of Eden in our chaotic world. Just remembering the place that God made for us is the premise of the piece.
All right. And you're one of the artists that traveled a long way. Has it been worth it so far?
Oh, it's been wonderful. I've never been to Grand Rapids before, and I don't think I've ever met more hospitable people.
If you do win the money, what will you do with it?
Well, we would tithe part of it, and we would also continue our education. I work with my husband normally, and we would just continue our education as artists and try and sponsor other people, you know, young people, to learn about mosaics as an art form.
And we are here with Fritz Hunderwanger. Tough name to say, but you've got some exciting art. Tell us about your piece.
My piece was inspired actually by my wife, who's mentioned that, see, I'm a landscape painter. I've been doing it all my life, and they've always been pretty pictures to look at with a sky and a horizon and an object in it, where she wanted me to like walk into the painting. That's what she wanted me to do, and I've been trying to struggle with that, and that's where this piece derived from. There's no sky, there's no horizon line. It's just a piece that you can walk into, and people can relate to it.
All right.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, congratulations on making the top 10. Quickly, why should people vote for your piece?
I don't know if they like the piece. I guess they should vote for it, but I'm just so honored to be amongst all these artists here. It's amazing.
That's the name of the game. The $200,000 winner will be announced right here on Wood TV 8. Be sure to join us for that. The only place you can watch it is here on Friday night.